Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Zhiyang, and I'm a second-year PhD student at McGill University. Today, I'm very happy to present my research proposal, which is exploring spinal cord injury peer mentoring relationships using a creative nonfiction approach. I will start with a little bit background about peer mentorship. After a spinal cord injury, people tend to seek supports from different resources. So one available resource that can potentially improve the health, participation, and quality of lives of people living with spinal cord injury is peer mentorship. So peer mentorship consists of connecting trained peer mentors with fellow individuals living with SCI. In Canada, such programs are often delivered by provincial SCI community organizations. People with SCI can benefit from participating in peer mentorship programs. Some mentees regard peer mentorship as the most important and impactful part of their recovery and rehab. Recently, our research team has conducted a meta-thesis project, and we identified a total of 87 outcomes in relation to community-based SCI peer mentorship. However, there has been little evidence on understanding the relationships and the daily interactions between these SCI mentors and mentees. Therefore, the purpose of this current project is to understand and exemplify relational complexities of relationships between SCI peer mentors and mentees. To conduct this research, our team adopts an interpretivist inquiry paradigm, meaning we really focus on capturing the living experiences of people living with spinal cord injury. And this research paradigm also informs our selection of data collection and analysis methods. The data of this project have been already collected for a case study, for a previous case study of our lab. The participants were adults living with spinal cord injury. They had experience of participating in community-based peer mentorship programs as a mentor or a mentee. And they were also able to communicate with the researchers during the interviews. We ended up recruiting 2 dyads, so in total of 4 participants, including 2 SCI mentors and 2 mentees with spinal cord injuries. We conducted 3 phone interviews with each participant. Each interview has a certain topic. So the first interview really focused on building the rapport with participants and getting some information about their backgrounds, daily lives, and their injuries. In the second interview, we had a discussion with the participants on the topic of peer mentorship in general. For example, how they got involved in such relationships. And in the third interview, we asked the participants to talk about their partner in those mentoring relationships. For example, what does their mentor or mentee actually do to support them? We selected a creative nonfiction approach to analyze the data. So by using this approach, we researchers operate as a storyteller and create nonfictional stories based on the data gathered from the interviews. There are some tips and recommendations of reading this type of nonfictional stories. So in the handbook of quality research in sport and exercise, there is a certain chapter outlining 17 recommendations to write such creating nonfictional stories. For example, we are recommended to select and develop characters for those stories. Show rather than tell, meaning we need to give a vivid and detailed description of the context for those stories. Also, we are recommended to incorporate dialogues in those stories. But different from imaginary fictional stories, so CNF stories are still factual because they are still drawing upon the actual data gathered from the participants. However, these stories also shouldn't be read as quotes because there is still some sort of some extent of creative writing throughout the process. This is a student project of our department that also looks at SEI peer mentorship using a creative nonfiction approach. I will give you some time to read through this story example. I hope this short paragraph can give you a little bit sense of how those creative nonfictional stories might look like. So why do we select creative nonfiction approach? First, due to the case study nature of our study, we think it is a way to protect our participants' confidentiality. And second, we think building those nonfictional stories is a way to make our qualitative research reports less boring, because these stories can potentially generate greater emotional responses from audiences compared to traditional information giving type of approaches. From a knowledge translation perspective, we think it's a novel and effective way to communicate with a wider range of audiences, including those non-academics and people living with spinal cord injuries themselves. We hope our stories can provide information on how peer mentorship programs have been delivered by these community organizations, and also help them to adapt their current service to optimize the impacts of these programs. Further, our stories can inform more knowledge translation tools, for example, generating video presentations based on the stories to reach more audiences. If you want to follow up the progress of this project, you can go to this website. We'll post some updates of this project and also some other research projects on SEI peer mentorship on this website. And thank you so much for listening. I'm willing to take your questions.